good morning, and welcome to Let's Talk Business podcast for Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. It is Friday, May 6th. I hope your week has gone well. Mine has. We're just going to say it has.
Yeah,
It's
all
gone,
right,
it's gone
okay,
well. We
okay.
made it to Friday. It's a beautiful day outside, though, and I wasn't expecting that after the rain last night. But yeah, it's going to be a good day, a good weekend. I am your podcast co-host today, Quincy Pittman, your podcast producer and director of media for Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We have two special guests in the house today, Ahmad Drumgo and Risheem Ahmad. Hello, fellas.
Hey, what's going on?
Good morning. All right.
Was
so
that playing with the names?
Yeah, she flowed with it fairly well. We're gonna
Yeah.
roll. We're gonna roll with it. She got it down. She got it down pat.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah, we're gonna get that together though. Don't worry. We have these two as fairly new members of Tri-County. We're going to do a member spotlight or showcase, as we like to call it, on them today. Before we get started, I'd like to thank our President and Chairman Club members, Amoco Federal Credit Union, Enlightenment Enterprises, Lamar Institute of Technology in Beaumont, Lone Star College, the Linwood Group, Southwest Airlines, and Quality Precision Coatings, and supporting our Let's Talk Business podcast. Now, our host is on vacation, I guess. He's not in today. But you won't miss him for too much longer. He will be back next week.
Yeah, he's a big personality, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah, he's a big. I know who you're talking about.
Big
now.
personality. I
Yeah.
like that. That was real sweet. So anyhow, yeah, he's back from the strategic mission in Belize that the chamber just recently came back from, and they hit the ground running when they got back. So they have some delegates that I think they're coordinating with today. So
They got some really neat stuff going on, huh?
I haven't actually gotten the scoop on what all they accomplished, but I do know there's some big things that
Give us some intel.
I don't want to let it go right now in case there's some other announcements.
I'm trying to get that information out.
Well, there's another mission planned already for July.
You're absolutely right. Yes, July 14th.
Are these
through
like
the
mission
18th,
trips,
I
or
believe.
they're just like?
Or the 18th through the 22nd.
Well, you got to keep applying pressure. It's you make one trip. No, you need the multiples to continue to build those relationships.
Right on.
Yeah, it makes stuff happen. You can't just go once and it's done, And so, also, when they go, they may make contacts through contacts that they've had there. And then this is another opportunity to touch the right hands that they need to make this mission come to fruition.
Right.
So, we'd like to start each podcast by reciting our mission statement. We are committed to acquiring and disseminating valuable business information, resources, and tools for member firms to achieve entrepreneurial parity and economic prosperity in the region and international.
Okay.
All right, so first up, we're going to ask Risheem Muhammad a few questions here.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm ready.
How long have you been a part of the chamber?
3 days.
Three
It's
days.
probably like probably a couple of months now.
Sweet. Yeah, you gave us an interesting backstory when we first met about how you just signed up because someone said so.
Right.
And then, which you actually had an opportunity to sit down and learn more about the chamber. You've been very involved since then. So
Yeah, it's a tremendous value. I was speaking with a few commissioners, and they told me that this would be a great platform to be a part of, and then I didn't know how influential it was when I saw it, and I looked at it, I was like, oh, all right, well, I'm glad I did, come by and join. So I'm excited about being a part of it.
Great. So tell me about EDS.
Oh, okay. Well, it's kind of an interesting story. I actually started this company because I had a desire to kind of change and put schools out. I wanted to put tech schools out, and I wanted to be able to help veterans transition out of the military, and I also want to help people coming out of prison. It's a unique little blend because I think that each time someone graduates, they're going to go into some system. There's going to be corporate America, incarceration, military, their own company. They're going through some corridor. So EDS was started to support the veterans and also be able to focus on telecom, which is a big thing right now in the state of Texas.
Okay. And what does EDS stand for?
Electronic Design Systems. We started out in low voltage security, doing home installs, and then we morphed into fiber optics telecom. About 2015, I actually wrote it up for the state of Texas to be recognized as a trade item for people to take at no cost. They could actually come to the training at that time and take the training, and it was a big thing at that time. Now,
Wow,
now we've grown to a couple of community colleges and some nonprofits now.
Okay. So, what are some current projects
Oh man, we
that
got
you have here in Harris County?
yeah. So we currently are working on, if you're familiar with the ARPA funding or any funding of broadband, the President of the United States released about $65 billion into the economy for infrastructure development. Texas got about $500 million of that for broadband infrastructure. And so we're at the table with some of the officials that are actually a part of this infrastructure rolling out, from Governor Abbott's office to Mayor Turner's office, County Commissioner Hidalgo's office. They are all trying to figure out how to improve the infrastructure in rural America and in our low-income areas. So we're key in that part of it to be able to see how we can spread that out through Houston and Texas as a whole. So it's going to be very interesting. When you try to tell people about it, they kind of look at you. We used to go to small towns and talk to them about telecom, fiber optics, and they'll say, "Get out of here. We got water issues and streets." Until after COVID hit, now you're like, everybody's sitting there in their attention. So the company itself is designed to train in certain areas of telecom construction, and so that's what we focus on.
Sweet. Okay. So, are there any other agencies that you're working with?
Oh yeah, so I can roll them off, I guess. We're currently working with San Jack. We have classes going on the weekends there. Houston Community College, we just signed an agreement with them. Austin Community College, Lone Star, which you shouted out.
Right.
Yeah, we're with Lone Star now. We actually go back to discuss with them how we can hit all these areas up. The goal is to get to anyone and everyone that is interested in this, because it's going to take all of us to work together. I work with United Way, the military, Ellerton Field. We've done some projects with them. Yeah, they came out, and now we're dabbling into the space programs. So telecom is a spin-off into IT, space, and coding.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it was a mouthful, but there's enough for people it must roll over to people's minds to say that you sound sort of interesting. I just want to sound educated, that's all.
Well, we're just going to say you're doing a very good
Doing
job. Well, I mean,
right.
that's a lot that you touch, so how do you maintain that vision? Because I know it's a lot of work. I mean,
yeah, you don't sleep, and you delegate a lot, and it's one of those things that the timing is right. So I don't have to do a lot of talking. Before I did a lot of traveling, laughing at corny jokes, eating pastries, just walking around type stuff. But now it's more like they kind of listen to you, and now it's easier to do it. So you have a group of people, again, the city of Houston, Austin, Victoria, Brownsville. If you know what's going on in Brownsville, the Space Force stuff there, with some very wealthy individuals are putting money into that part of Texas, which is just making Texas even more stronger economically. So that's why we have so many people moving here, and we need this type of infrastructure because people need to use their phones. They need to get online. Mom needs to get her medical stuff taken care of. Businesses need to grow. Now you can actually live in Crockett, Texas, right? And, pretty much do your business in Houston. Because you say, hey, I just want to live out in the country, but I want to be able to take care of my business. Broadband infrastructure allows us to do that.
Love it. So, that being said, what are, like, what ways are you, how do I put this? I'm trying to ask you a question, but I'm going to go with something else here.
Like, if you're looking at, I think I got where you're going. So, because we work with HID, let me start there, right? Okay. And when we look at telecom construction, if you think about it, many years ago we used to have construction in school. We don't have that anymore, right? We don't have it at all.
Trades.
Yeah, trades are just completely just said vamoose, they left. What we're trying to do now is put telecom construction in, right, into the schools, so we can have something that the kids will actually migrate towards. So we use drones for coding. So we teach a drone course, but then we're looking at coding. We'll teach a telecom course, but we're looking at the construction part of it, how to build an infrastructure system, getting them started so when they get ready to graduate, they can go into a career pathway.
Right.
right? And, you know, everybody's not going to college. Look at our debt situation right now. You know,
Correct.
people are trying to work and pay off stuff, and I think this gives them an opportunity. And what I like about this is that you can come into this on the entry level and make $17 all the way up to $42 an hour, depending on how invested you are. We just want to give people an opportunity to do for themselves.
Good. And I like that there's another, you know, you mentioned people not going to college. So, I mean, even if they had the money to go to college, it's not for everyone. So it's nice to know that there are other alternatives to school, which a lot of these business owners know. They maybe have a college degree. Many of them don't. Many of them don't have a GED, but that's not the only way.
Right.
So at least
right.
having a trade gives you a skill, and that gives you value for yourself also, and not, I had to pay for this.
Mhm.
Right. This is
Get
the
a
only
vested
way I
interest.
could get that is to pay for it. So I think that's nice that you have some training in schools, stuff that people are interested in, coding, drones, which are things I think schools are more susceptible to accepting
Right.
into their programs
Right.
these days as far as how technology is going. So that's sweet.
Right on.
So I think you've been appointed here recently as an advisory board member.
Yes,
correct?
I have. I've stepped into that role now. Again, the chamber is, when I started reading and reviewing some of the stuff that they accomplished, it's a natural fit. It was,
Right.
you know, you have businesses at your disposal. As a small business, we try to go out and network. You're going to do everything from scrubbing floors, shaking hands, kissing baby, you know, whatever it takes for your business. One of the unique things about it is you're going to be the CEO of that. One of the things that businesses lack is a platform. So the chamber allows us to have a platform to meet gentlemen like this from Southern University, who we look over a little sometimes because, you know, we started at Grambling first, and so, you know, companies like this get an opportunity, just like Southern did many years ago, the opportunity to come in and, you know, showcase what their skills say. We're very proud of them, by the way. But, you know, but, you know, being able, you know, having an opportunity to meet someone and talk to him, and he's a GC, he's going to be coming up soon, you know, that gives us an opportunity. I mean, networking, if you're going to network, you don't ever have to work as hard. You know,
Right.
you don't have to work as hard. So that's what I appreciate about the platform.
So what are the goals do you have here within the chamber?
I want to, and this is going to sound, I want to change policies. There are some policies out here that I think the chamber as a whole, from a geopolitical standpoint, can help, because a lot of the stuff as businesses, how we operate, we need policies to be able to operate to our fullest capability. So sometimes there's some restrictions there, and having a chamber is, I hate to say it, I have friends that are representatives in the state, but a chamber is a little bit more powerful because I think you have a group of individuals versus a state representative. You got to go up there, shake his hand, tell him about your business, hope that your zip code meets in his area, and you know. And so the chamber allows us to expand our ability to market ourselves and to meet other business people.
Well, you're in the right place.
Yes, I am.
And you're on the right board too.
I see.
For that specific.
Every once in a while, I get some
uniquely
stuff
suited
right.
for that,
I get some stuff right every once in a while. You know, I hit it every once in a while. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
Before we go to our next caller, just kidding. I'd like for you to just let everyone know how they can reach you.
Oh yeah, so you can go to www. I'm gonna do a military. E is in Echo, dash symbol. T is in Tom. E is in Echo. C is in Charlie. H is in Harry. .us. So that's our website. You can go there, look at our information on what it is that we have going on, any future projects, and what we currently have today.
Yeah, I encourage you all to check it out. Those wages, $17 to $42 entry, doing this training, something that's very, very valuable, something you can use for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's a national certification that goes with it. The people leave this program, they have a certification, they can live in Texas, they can go somewhere else with this particular knowledge. My thing is to empower people and improve communities and help business. We need strong individuals that are educated enough to support us.
Right. So spread the word, because like you said, we need those individuals, but we need somebody to spread the word too, so we can get it all to the right people, right?
Right.
So up next, our next caller. Are you there, Ahmad?
I'm here.
All right. Hello, Ahmad. Hello.
Absolutely. Good morning. Thank you for having me. And I want to just say I'm very impressed with my brother Risheem here. This is a good way to network and bring various skills and backgrounds of people together in this chamber, and I'm glad I'm a part of it.
Sweet.
Even though you went to Grambling, I mean, imagine how well you would have done if you would have went to Southern. But
That's-
you did well for Grambling night.
I know he's on the mic right now. So he can't say anything. But yes, sir. Thank you.
Right.
So, Ahmad, tell us about your business. What business are you in? What's the name of your business?
All right. Perpetual Development LLC is my company. Started when I was an undergrad. I was in a entrepreneurship class, and I also was working in the field for I would consider my mentor, my cousin's company, Spurlock Demolition, actually hands-on in the field doing work. And I'm in the entrepreneurship class in college, and I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's go for real. So I started my company, put it on paper, April 14th, 2003, and I've been riding the wave ever since. You know, good, bad, ugly, growing, contracting, learning, and just in this for the long haul.
I heard that. You just went for it. That's
Yeah,
nice.
That's, you know, a lot of times we do a lot of deliberation but never take action. And
Right.
so it was just a putting it on paper thing for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's the main line, main service line you offer?
General contracting. So as it states, we're general, but my main focus is demolition. That is my the love, the passion that I get to go out and improve by destroying. So you get to break something in order to build something. So we could put my Thanos glove on and wipe the slate clean,
I like that.
and come back with something new and improved. And so with the focus of getting more into commercial projects and also affordable housing. So that's where we are moving forward. I'm also a licensed realtor, so I've added different skill sets along the way, and that just gives inside knowledge of what the market wants and what the market needs.
Right. I was gonna say they work very much so hand in hand.
Correct. So
Those two fields, yeah.
more of a focus from, as they say, from farm to plate. So kind of getting into the understanding what the market needs and looking to build projects that are in that sweet spot of affordability, and not only that, but developing a long-term portfolio of ownership, because that's the ultimate goal. So business ownership, property ownership, and being able to create wealth within, first and foremost, my family, and then others who are like-minded individuals.
Right.
Oh, that's dope.
So just, you know, excited about work, excited about being able to be a part of this chamber. I'm also a board member of another chamber from the 5th Ward, which is relatively new. We're maybe 3 years in, had a little break with COVID because we weren't able to meet as much, but we're doing a lot of great things over there, fostering economic development, business creation, partnerships, creating just a wave of bringing the small businesses together in the neighborhood, in the community, not just 5th Ward, but Houston.
Right.
Right.
And what's the chamber called?
5th Ward Chamber of Commerce.
5th Ward Chamber of
Very
Commerce.
straight in the
All
break.
right.
What chamber of commerce? Got a lot of, yeah, we're gonna get right
It's not
to
like
it.
a
Yeah.
Tri-County Regional
Yeah.
Black Chamber of
Yeah.
Commerce.
And really looking to create that partnership with Tri-County, because I was introduced to Tri-County by my frat brother and neighbor, and he was like, hey, you need to check it out. And I was able to, you know, see the value. Yeah.
We're gonna connect it. Okay, we're gonna connect it. So, do you have any goals here, near future, 5 to 10 year goals? Working on?
Absolutely. One of my immediate goals is we're putting together a showroom for a offshoot business for one of my. It's called 5th Ward Flooring and More. So basically, a showroom to have some examples and create a different way of delivering our product, as opposed to being a GC, which you go to the customer. We're looking to invite customers in to see samples and see an example of what could be in their home.
Okay.
And then, so further down, that's the immediate. Then the 5-10 year would be creating a portfolio of rental units, affordable units that we put available for housing and for families that, you know, somewhere beneath that median income that could use safe, clean, affordable housing.
Right.
Yeah.
Safe and clean.
It's interesting though. Like I hear affordable housing, and then things always go up in the market.
Absolutely.
Like how can you afford it if you know? I just always heard this. I'm glad that you're doing something related to affordable housing. But you got to have an income to afford it.
True,
So,
true.
Mhm.
And that's where the housing component, because let's be honest, there's a great amount of need out in the market. You know, not everyone has that job or that good skill, and you know, we live in a country where there is a great amount of wealth, but there's also a greater amount of need, and so, you know, are we our brother's keeper? In so many ways, yes. So, but it's difficult on the economics to create affordable housing when inflation and the cost of materials and the cost of everything to manage and maintain and taxes. So it's a delicate balance.
so how does that happen? Because I know the price of wood went up, right? How does that impact your bottom line as a business? Do you
It
find
increases costs. There's
So
nowhere
with the
around.
increase in cost, are there more people buying homes, or more people kind of like?
Money chases resources. The best thing, my degree was in economics, so
there we go.
the best thing you can do right now is convert cash to assets. You can keep cash, but it devalues every day.
Right.
Appreciating asset. Yeah.
Correct. Every day you notice the price of something is going up, but wages don't increase as quickly. So it's a dance. It's a race to shore up your own wealth. So yes, to build and to maintain and even do repairs on property, because it's the cost of the wood, cost of the labor, and everyone wants to pay people more in theory until it's time for them to cut the check.
Yeah, paydays today.
Right, you know,
Businesses, yeah.
I want to pay $15 an hour to people at Walmart. Well, do you want to pay, you know, $16 for one burger? McDonald's, you know, those are the type of things people
Right.
don't really consider. So we're going down an economic rabbit hole, but we'll get back on track.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. I felt you bringing it back though.
Yeah, let me reel myself back in because I was
Yeah.
about to start letting it go. Yeah, but I always thought that was interesting because if we look at the socioeconomics of income, like when we were fighting about minimum wage being increased, and I'm like, okay, the cost of living is going to increase, so you're not going to see a great impact
You're right.
when minimum wage goes up, but the cost of living, you know, definitely goes up. So
Well, if you look at it right now, part of the cost of inflation, the way it increased, just look at the money supply chart. Whenever the stimulus checks and things were pushed out into the market, not only individuals but businesses, it's almost a vertical line, and then you can follow the inflation sometime after that, and that's where we are right now.
yeah, I saw that when there was some discussions when the governor kind of held the border up that was you know, we do about $9 billion at the border in terms of products coming into the United States, and it's interesting because Texas is a very wealthy state. They actually give money back to the government. You know how most states are kind of axing, but they're wealthy enough to where we can give too and not ask so much for
I
assistance.
think Texas and California, the GDP is almost greater than, I won't throw a number out there, but many countries around the world.
Yeah, like 9 or something. I was reading that too. Like
So-
yeah, it's like if it was its own little
Yeah.
thing. But I think there's a lot of flight from California to Texas now. So I'm
Which is
starting
good and bad.
Yeah, it's kind of like
I won't go full political, but you know, they're running from policies, but maybe support the policies. So when you bring your policies, then you're gonna end up getting the same results that you left.
right. That's why I think it was big to have the chambers. That's why one of the reasons I was like, I need some help because I'm a
Yeah.
small business.
Right.
I'll be honest. I don't have a back office to go lobby. I don't have no money for marketing like that. If I do, it's me talking. So having, I guess, this type of chamber, and then it being a black chamber, I was very interested in black economics. You know,
Yeah.
and now I want to talk to you about that too. If you had an idea of how to, you know, take a person from A to being able to purchase a home, because that's a
Right.
major investment.
Yeah,
so that means their money has to increase.
Right.
They have to have an understanding of financial management. So
Texas used to be affordable. I still have some articles that I kept from years ago. I think it was in May of 2014. Is Houston's still affordable. Well, now the median home prices increased somewhere near 300 plus, and it was 200 something back then.
Right.
I remember when I first moved here, I think it was under 200 for the median home price.
Yeah.
And
Those
then
days
you
ago.
think about the cycle as it was back in California, where it'd be some small house that was $1 million. So we're on our way. I don't know how quickly we're gonna get there, but it's gonna price some people out of the market. That's just the nature of the beast.
Oof.
Yeah. So if you look at Houston and how people move, they move by economics.
Mhm.
You know, so if you're wealthier, affluent areas, you can see it. You know, I think that people who are socioeconomic obsolescent would end up by the port area. I just watch the movement of people, like okay, where they can afford.
Right.
And those people end up moving to those areas. So.
Got it.
Well, Ahmad, tell me what motivates you.
My
What's your
family-
why?
My why, my family, wife, April, my 3 daughters, 11, 6, and 1.
Oh my.
So, you know, just to see them happy and being able to be a provider for my family. You know, business is my sport. I love, you know, the competition of being able to get up and create something. And I played high school sports, tore that knee up, so I didn't go. I tried out, I walked on, but never was. So I redirected my energy into the business world. And so that's my why, being a competitor, pursuing a goal and then making a new goal, and being able to translate that and monetize that to take care of my family. So those things, for me, it's all fun. So I'm a bit of a workaholic. I know it can be a little consuming, but just being able to get up in the morning now without even an alarm clock, just to pop up, say, let's go.
I do enjoy that. I hate the sound of an
Oh,
alarm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody doesn't like that sound.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh
Yeah.
no, I hate that sound.
Yeah, when
So-
you wake up. Mm-hmm.
That's sweet that you have your family and just yourself to be motivated and just having that competitive spirit. I too have a competitive spirit. Sometimes I'm like racing people at the grocery store. They don't even know that I'm racing them. You
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what I mean?
What?
So-
What does that look like, right?
Get to that line before.
Get to the line before that. I got cut up by a few elderly people. I kind of felt bad, though. Like I
Well,
want to
you know,
say something to them.
sometimes you got to show up and the elbows up. You
Mhm.
know? we come from a era, you know, I don't know the ages, but they may have just started participation trophies when
He said
you know,
participation trophy.
when I was leaving Pop Warner. But I came up with some old school people, and it was like, you know, eat dirt. You didn't win, take that L. You know, and when you win, you win. But I think that's part about being a competitor. You know.
Yeah, you kind of fail into success. You fall into success.
Right.
So I was asked one time, like, well, how did you get into business? I said, man, I fail a lot. I get told no a lot. You can deal with rejection and kind of look completely through it. Because,
Right.
you know, as an engineer in my background, I'm always looking to solve problems. So when you tell me no, I'm like, why did you say no? What was motivating that no? But I like what you were saying about the eat dirt, the competitive nature. I'm also was an athlete, a student athlete. So I have a lot of, and I served in the military.
Okay.
So alarm clock, guns, all that other stuff going off with neighborhood guns too. But that's a shout out to 44 Acres Home. We heard that
Oh,
over there.
Lord.
So I wasn't bragging on the violence part. I'm like, we got to reduce this so people can go. But I like the part of it. He has he's motivated by his family, right? And I look at the chambers as, okay, is this going to be one of those family environments, or is this going to be an environment that, you know, I got to be like, but I see it. I see that any man that can get into business and is motivated by his family are really good people to be a part of. So it's good to know that you are focused with family.
So we expecting another little baby girl in about 4 years?
If I'm
Is it
so
every
bl-
5 years? Is that what we're going?
If we're so blessed, I would say yes, but at this point, I think we just need to give all the love to those girls.
Yeah.
Just focus in the love.
I heard that. I heard that.
It's you know, I'm getting a little older, and so I'll be the is that your dad or your grandpa coming in? You know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No.
And then I did the math. So with my oldest, she's in middle school. Then so she left elementary. Then my second, she just started kindergarten. Then the other one, the third baby, she'll be going to kindergarten when the other one goes to middle school. That's 18 straight years of elementary school. Do the math.
That's the economic part coming.
Yeah.
See that? It almost costs like $1 million for a kid, right, to raise a kid or something, right?
I was hearing like
Like
$250 for
Per kid.
per
Oh,
kid.
per
But
kid.
if you're
Yeah.
higher socioeconomic, yes. But I think you can do it on a budget of about 250 to 300,000 if you're doing it, cutting the budget some.
18 years of elementary.
18 years straight of elementary, but you know it's gonna be good because what I would like, and they don't have to, but if I can create this company that they have an option to either take it over, use it to fund their ambitions, or sell it, whatever, you know, create an asset that they can take forward to fund their life. So
That's kind of that
I
Warren
like that you
Buffett
have that open observation of what they may do. You know,
Yeah.
oftentimes you're forced into taking over something because it was your granddaddy's dying wish.
Right.
well, that's why they named
know.
I'm forcing
Yeah.
my kids when
Oh,
you're gonna.
Lord.
Well, that's why I didn't
Well,
name
well,
it. I
you're
didn't
gonna
name
take
it
over the business.
Ahmad Construction because I wanted it to be something bigger than me in the long term. It's like, look, when I'm gone, because we all have an expiration date. You don't
That's
know
right.
when, but if this vehicle can create something that they want or value, as long as they don't squander it, because a lot of times children who don't go through a bit of pressure, they have it too easy. They don't value it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send mine back to Louisiana.
Hey,
Like, okay,
that's an
you wanna-
option.
No, just send them back over there to a little small town like Providence and say, okay,
Yeah.
call me back. See if you want to live a better lifestyle now. We get that, behavior corrected. But that's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is good to know. And that's good support for your children being very young,
Yes.
knowing that they have that protection from you.
I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the community. That's why I'm putting education out, because I want to make sure that our families are protected. The only way to do that is to make money and have an economic engine.
I like what you were saying about the trades because, I'm not the first generation of college in my family. To be honest, I didn't even want to go after the football thing was put on hold. I was like, I don't want to go to school. Because I wasn't like, oh, you're the first generation to graduate. No, it was actually the minimum. I'm several generations of behind educated people. Now, my grandfather, he was a hard-working person, blue collar, but he had the good common sense. Grandmother had a degree. My father had a degree, master's degree. Mom had a degree. Many other family members were educated. So it's like, but the gap between people who work with their hands and have special trades that the world needs but don't appreciate, that does not appreciate the people that keep the world moving, because we got into this, everybody got to go to college.
Oh, man.
But sometimes that investment doesn't yield a good return. And then you end up with debt, and then you don't have some tangible need that you can trade in the market for a higher than average income.
Right.
So you got a lot of people with a lot of debt with minimal education, college education, but it has no value.
Yes. ADM James, I think she works up with President Biden. That's what the big issues is now about the student loan debt that we accrue. Because we looked at construction coming out, being a plumber versus an engineer.
Yes.
And that wasn't a cool trade, but the plumbers, the HVAC guys are making more than the engineers who are graduating. This is sweeping generalizations, by the way, but I'm pretty sure there's some data to it, are now teaching school because they can't find a job in the industry, but they still have to pay that student loan debt.
Right. No, I had plenty of friends that didn't go to college, but they went to the plant, they got a trade, they did something, and they're close to retirement. Since I'm a workaholic, I'm not worried about retiring. But I have a nice degree sitting on the shelf, and I love my education. I'm more of a Renaissance man. Work, degree, I read, classical stuff, but I have that debt. I have that student loan debt. But at the end of the day, it's not going to stop me. But for somebody else who may not have that same amount of hustle, because having a degree puts a bit of a privilege in your mind. Like, I don't have to do that. Like, if somebody give you a shovel and say dig a hole, and you're like, I got a degree, I'm not doing that.
I'm gonna lay in it. Yeah. No, you're gonna live, or you're gonna.
Right.
You know, I like what you were saying. Like my grandfather, big ups to Grandpa. He started in construction, and I kind of took over his company, Sarge Construction Company. Which, when I went out there, I didn't like construction at all. You know, but education, to your point, does warp your thought process that I have a sense of entitlement to not do this, and then you find yourself battling mentally.
Yeah.
So that is definitely a plus.
Yeah.
So, Ahmad, what's been your experience since you've joined the chamber?
It's been good. The conference that was, about 2 weeks ago now?
Mm-hmm.
It was very eye-opening, just seeing a room full of people, hearing their stories, and talking about focusing in on these certifications and the application of using these networks and using these relationships to pursue. We're all different lines of business, but we may have something that the other person may need. So a closed mouth doesn't get fed. Squeaky wheel gets the oil. Let's connect. Let's use these resources and pursue economics, group economics. So that's been my experience, and I'm a few months in, joined officially and went to the conference. My wife and I attended that. What was it, on a Friday?
Thursday.
It was a Thursday, so we spent pretty much the full day up there at Lone Star.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good day. So I've been seeing, I think we have a networking deal this evening at the
Top Golf at
Top Golf.
Webster. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I got the old rusty club. So I'm looking to maybe knock a little bit of rust off of that thing. Small plug, the Fifth Ward Chamber of Commerce is having our second annual golf tournament in, I believe, late September, early October. I'm sorry, I don't have my calendar in front of me, but more to come to announce. It was a really good turnout, and hopefully I can get, some people invited from our Tri-County Chamber.
Yes, make sure you email either me or Ms. Thompson when you get your calendar so that we can make that part of our announcements. I'm not sure how the chamber might be involved, if it'll be like on a member basis or what.
Well, we're definitely looking for sponsors.
So you definitely want to get her that
Okay.
information
All right.
if you need sponsorship and whatnot. So,
Good deal.
they said, like you said, closed mouth. She knows somebody, okay?
Okay. Hey, looking
She
forward
knows
to
somebody that can help you with sponsorship. Who knows, after this podcast, one of the listeners may be a sponsor to you. So
Oh, we have
That'll
people
be
listening that can sponsor.
mhm.
Oh, okay.
You
I should have
do.
changed my speech up then. It's a little different. I'm waiting for my questions. I want to know what the.
So I am very, very grateful to have you two here. That's been an amazing podcast. I've seen you now both like twice.
My pleasure.
3 times?
Hey.
Yep.
And more to come.
More to come, yes, for sure. I'd like to also just finish up with some announcements. As Ahmad mentioned, we have our Business After 5 networking mixer this evening at Top Golf in Webster, Texas from 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Please, please, please let us know you're going to be there so that we can make introductions by going online to tcbcc.org/events and registering. It is not too late to register for our Business Choice book. Not too late. You have until May 13th to register to get your ad in our this year's annual Business Choice book. It is a one-of-a-kind, our first magazine-bound book. So you definitely want to get your ads in. We have full page, half page, and quarter page ads. So promote your business in the book. The Business Choice book will debut on June 25th at our Business Choice Awards and Gala. Tickets are on sale now. Those are all events and things that you can register for online at tcbcc.org/events. And I think that's about it for today. Am I missing anything?
Yeah, I didn't get asked the questions he got asked about what motivates me. What
What
kind of
motivation?
That's too late now, man.
No.
You already covered it. I want to be first.
I think we gathered in your
Yeah. I'm joking though.
Yeah,
Stop
you
that. I'm joking.
Okay. Well,
But,
you have an opportunity to joined this podcast more than one time.
Oh, I thought you ought to get one time to.
No.
So nobody told me anything. I just show up.
Now, we're
when
not
people
gonna
tell
have
me
you
to
every
show up.
Friday hosting with me now.
No, I know you got it. This is the extent of where I'm at. But yeah, I thought we just did it one time and we go and do some amazing stuff. If you do something amazing, they call you back. But apparently you can come back.
Yes, you definitely can come back. I want to end the podcast by thanking our president and chairman club members, Amico Federal Credit Union, Enlightenment Enterprises, Lamar Institute of Technology in Beaumont, Lone Star College, the Linwood Group, Southwest Airlines, and Quality Precision Coatings, and supporting our Let's Talk Business podcast. Thank you again, Ahmad, and thank you again, Risheem, for joining us today. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you.